Hello and welcome to The Fix, and today I'm going to be changing the engine mounts on my Cadillac SRX. Engine mounts, we call them in the UK, and on the other side of the pond you guys call it motor mounts. So this is what I'm going to be changing today. I'll show you the new one. Because I've been getting a lot of vibrations through the car, and it's all vibrating because I think these engine mounts have collapsed. So this is the new one. I've got to put it in. I've got one for each side. They're not sided or anything, but there we have them here. And I've heard, reading up on it on the internet and stuff, that it's quite quite a challenging job. People saying it's a right nightmare to do these engine mounts. So I'm going to have a go at going them. I haven't read any instructions or anything on how to do it, or what you got to take off and everything. So I'm just going to do them as we go along, see what I've got to take off and all that. And the other thing is, most of the information is about the left-hand drive cars. This is the right-hand drive car, so I don't know if it's going to be easier on this or harder to do them. So let's get on with the job then. Okay, as you can see, I've already jacked the car up and I put axle stands underneath it. So now I'm going to start off by taking this panel off. Just take these off. So light stay in one place. That'll help. Stuff off. I think there must be a clip underneath. Yeah, there's the clip here. And I think this one has to come out. I haven't actually got my clip, kind of a screwdriver with a U shape on it. I don't know where I've put it, so let me get something else on it. Yeah. Okay. Out of it and should be able to get it out the top. Yep, it's out now. Careful with the wiring and stuff. That's out. And now we could actually see this engine mount. There it is. There. I noticed another thing. I'm not sure if it's related, but since the engine mounts have gone, I've had a fault with the power steering coming up, and the power steering going a bit stiff. So I'm wondering, I don't know if it's related to the power steering. Maybe where the engine mounts are broken, it's rested on a power steering sensor or something, and that's why the power steering fault's coming up, and it's going stiff sometimes, and sometimes it's all right. But I'll have to do, when I take them out, then I'll have a look what could be causing that problem, or if it's related or not. Okay, let's start off by undoing that bolt. Don't know how we're going to get in there, but we have to see. Maybe the alternator might have to be moved, but let me pull this off in the meantime. Snapped anyway, so what I'll do, I'll just cable tie that back in later on. I'll go at taking this off in there. Okay, that's come out. Move that out of the way, and I can move that wire like that. You could see that bolt up there. Now, the alternator have to be undone, or if I could get in there somehow, I'll have a go at getting in there with a spanner or something. Okay, you could see that nut in there. I think it's a 22 mil, so I'm going to just try and get a spanner in there and undo it. That's in there. Getting in there properly. Might actually be a 21 mil, so let me try a 21 mil. 21 mil spanner. I'm able to undo it. Hopefully I could undo it all the way. Then I've got to turn it around again. And then I've got to turn it around again. Okay, so it just takes a bit of time because you've got to keep spinning the spanner around to get the angle right. But it's nearly off now. I think I might be able to flip it off with the finger now. Yep. See, that bolt's out now. So we've got one out. And now I'm going to get the one underneath out. Alright, we've got to undo that nut inside there now. So if I just put my gun on it, 21 mil socket. There we have it. Taking the other one out now. Now that engine mount is undone both ends. So now what we've got to do is do the other side and then try and jack the engine up and see what else we have to take off to take them off or anything. Okay, this is the other engine mount. Just here, it's got the heat shield on it, and that's the nut we've got to undo. So I'm not sure if I could get into that one, but let's have a go. Alright, see in there that this heat shield of the exhaust is blocking there. So what I might do is just blocking it. I might just try and bend that up a bit like that. So now I might be able to get this. Yeah, I could get the spanner in there now. It'd be good if I could undo it. Now that's right on the edge. Pipe's in the way as well, so if I go in through here, that's it. Alright, we've got to undo that nut inside there now. Got a couple of blocks under the sump. Let's see if I could lift it up. Yeah, it's lifting the engine. We're going to have a look up there. Seems to be okay at the moment. Lift it a bit more. Okay. Yeah, okay, look, as you could see, that engine mount has come up. See the thread? It's come up away from there and it's jammed in the top. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my pry bar in the top and try and unwedge it. Yep, that's coming out as well. Yep, that's come out now, if you could see. So what I'll do, I'll try and lift it a bit and have a look. When I pump the jack up a bit, let's see if that goes up a little bit more. Okay, I don't want to really go up more than that because the plastic fan is touching. So let's see if we could pull this out now. Have a look if I could pull it out. Okay, we've got a little bit of a problem. This fan, as I'm jacking up the engine, is touching this cowl and getting stuck here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to undo this cowling from here. You can see there's a 10mm here. So if I just undo this, the rest of this bolt. Okay, that's off. Now we've got one on the other side. So let's undo that one. Now the other bolts down there. So what I'll do first, I'll take this engine cover off. Get that out of the way. The oil cap back on, put the power steering cap back on. Now I've got to undo this bellows hose. Just undo that from there. And one screw over here. Okay. And do it a bit more. As you can see, I've got my washing brush here because the bonnet strut is no good anymore. It's broken, so I've got to change that. That's why I've got this brush handle here to keep the bonnet up. Oops, look, I didn't realize that pipe was there, so I've snapped that pipe off now. I'll have to get a new one of them, but so I've got to watch out for things like that, so I'll have to change that pipe. Now that we've got this out, I'm going to undo this other bolt here. Hopefully, now I should be able to. Unless this, oh, there's other bolts on this at the bottom as well. I think I'll have to put an extension on it. There's other bolts on this at the bottom as well. As you could see now that the cowling is free, so when I lift the engine up now, the cowling would go up with the fan, so there's no problem anymore. As as you can see, I've jacked it up now, and look, the thread's right out of the subframe. So now the top's out as well. I've just levered it out, and now we could pull that engine man out. So I'm just trying to pull it out there with my hand. So yes, it's a bit tight squeeze, but it's coming. You know, I'm gonna have to just try and use two hands on it, and it's, oh, here it goes, nearly out, nearly. Yep, that's it. I'm just pulling it out now. Yeah, it's fallen out. Look, here it is. Now, if we have a look at this, see, all the fluids come out of it and it's completely broken. That's why I was getting all that vibration, and that's why the engine had dropped down as well. So now let's go and take the other side out. Right, now let's try and take this one out. Hopefully, if we could just get the pry bar in here. This one seems to be jammed in there good and proper. Let me get a hammer. Okay, I'm just going to hit this down with a hammer. Yep, that's it, it's out. So, we've got this one out of here. It's got this little turning clip. 1 second. If I just... Okay, now, see this little clip on there? If we just turn that one off, like that. Okay, now I'm just still trying to take this off. If I just bend this out. Alright, now it's coming out at last. This mount is completely smashed. So this was the worst one, although they were both gone. Right, here comes this clip. Now we take the heat cover off. Look at the state of this mount. All the hydraulic fluid that was in there, it's all run out. So that's got no damp at all. It won't dampen any sounds. This is going straight through to the metal. That's why it's so noisy in there. And it was moving around as well. That's what might have been touching something on the power steering. It's my chance to check if it was touching something on the power steering. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Okay, I might as well put this side in now because there's nothing else. I've just checked the power steering and all that. There's nothing seems to be rubbing or touching. What I'm thinking, what it might be, is when the engine was moving because of these mounts, it might have been, you know, obstructing the column, where the column is on the other side. So that's why it might have gone a bit stiff, but we'll only find out when I'll put it back together again. So I'll put the heat shield on. Now I'm going to put this clip back on. Okay, that's on. Now, I'm going to put the mount back in here. Okay. Now, this mount goes in like that. The bolt goes in there and the pin goes at the back. So that one's in. Okay. Make sure that's in its right place. Right place there. On the top, and we've got a bit of a problem here. This mount, I've got these mounts, they're not made right because this locating pin goes in at the back there, goes in like that, but then the other locating pin in the where the engine side is, the other locating pin when the engine side is on this side, so this pin is in the wrong place. So I don't know what I'm going to do now. I'm stuck really. See if I could take that locating pin out and maybe drill a hole and put it on the other side. I'll have to have a look, see what I could do. Because on the car, it's like this. This locating pin is at the back, right? And then this one is like that angle. You can see my problem. I can't get that in. I'll have to see if I could take that locating pin out or cut it off or something. Let's have a look at that. All right, now with the other side, we've got a problem because that locating pin, you know, according to that, the mount bracket on that side, that this pin is on the other side there. But on this side, when I've had a look, right, these pins are right. So this mount would go on there. So what it is, when I was buying them, I bought them from Rock Autos in America. So I can't wait all that time now to get another one in if it's the wrong one. On there, the fitting guide was that left or right is the same mount. So obviously for this one, it's not for some reason. I don't know, because if it's a right-hand drive or it's just a mistake they made, they don't know. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put this side on anyway, because we could get this side in. Just get it at an angle like this. Move this out the way. Okay. That's it. That's in there now. Let's see the top. The top needs a little bit of a persuasion. Top would go in if I just try and lift the jack a little bit more. Yep. See the top's in. lot of movement in there, so that locating pin don't really do much. But I'm going to let the jack down a little bit. Okay, now you can see the bolt coming through there at the top. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and get a few threads onto that while it's not all the way down. Okay. Try and knock it down a little bit more. Okay. Pin don't seem to be going in. We'll get the bar. You can see the pin gone all the way in. So now I'm just trying to tighten this nut up. Yeah, I've tightened that one as much as I can with my finger, but main thing is the locating pins in on the top and bottom. So now I'm going to jack it up again, the engine, so then we could work on the other side. Okay, jacked it up. As you can see, it's come out the bottom, which is all right now because we've got the top in. So let's see what we're going to do with the other side. We might have to do a bit of a conversion on it. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I can't find my side drill bit, so I'm going to put a bit of nail varnish on this locating pin. Then I'm going to put this mount back in here. To the bottom locating pin. Got to jack the engine up a little bit more. We just got to do that. Okay. Now that mount's in position. If I let that mount down, I let the engine down. That's just touching the locating pin now. So hopefully that's marked it now, so I know where to put the, I'll have to make a hole in that, so I know where to put the hole now. So let me just pump it back up. I'll jack it up a bit more. Okay. Yep, you can see just there we've got a mark. You see that coloured, like the purple, pink coloured dot there? That's where we're going to have to drill. Okay, because we've got that problem of this locating pin is it's not in the same place as the old mounts. So what I was going to do, I was going to chop this one off, this locating pin, and then just bolt it up there. But then I thought, no, if I chop this off, then when this goes in, it'll have, because of the engine movement and the vibrations, eventually this will start turning like that and it'll loosen the bolt on top. So what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to drill a hole at the back there. That's what I've marked that with nail varnish, and I've got the mark on there. So we're going to drill a hole in there so this would slot into there. But before doing that, because I can't really get a drill in there, so I went and bought this from Machine Mart, but this is a bit too big and bulky to go in there. Somehow I've got to drill. You see that mark in there? Let's have a good look at it. See that red dot? That's where my mark is. I have to drill in there somehow, but the drill bits are too long, and the adapters that I've got and the flexible drill attachment is just too big and bulky. So okay, friend of mine has just bought me this drill set here, and it's got this extension bit in it. So I'm going to put the small one in first and try and make a pilot hole. With this we could actually go through the bit for the where the mount bolt goes, and hopefully we'll be able to drill it out. So if I attach my extension here, and yep, that's turning, and if I put this through here where the actual bolt goes for the okay, put that through there, and if you could see that mark that we've made, I'm going to try and drill a hole in it now. Seems to be moving. Can't really get a punch in there, otherwise I would have punched it. Maybe I'll have to punch it somehow with something. Let me see if I could find something. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try and just hammer this drill up a bit, because I can't get a punch in there, so maybe that will make a little punch mark on it. No, that missed. But that might have done it, so it did make some kind of a mark. So did the drill back up now, so let's see. Yep, that seems to be working. Just drilling it. Right, there you go. It's stuck there somewhere. Now I'm just going to put the bigger drill bit in now. This is 6.5 mil. And try and drill it out now. Right now, I've just connected the drill directly to it because it's long enough and we could get to it, so I'm just going to drill it now. Now I just want to check if the mount would go in there. What I'm going to try and do is just slot that into that hole. So let's just pop this in. Hopefully it'll go in now. Yep, that's gone in. Brilliant. It's gone in all the way. Yep, I think it. Yep, that's gone in all the way. So now, just to make sure, I think I'll just drill it a little bit more further, just in case it's not completely seated. Now I'm going to put this mount in. Hopefully this time we could finish it off. So if I'm ever ordering mounts for this again, I know I'm going to have to state that the now I'm going to go and let the jack down a bit. I'm going to state that the left-hand mount is different. Hopefully I've let it down enough so I could get the thing on the top. Yep. So let me just put this bolt in there. It's going to be a bit difficult, but I'm going to let the jack down slightly a little bit more. Now I've got enough thread to get the bolt on. That's it, the bolt's on. I'll just actually start tightening this one up now. That's fully tightened now. I'm going to let the jack down completely. That's it, the jack's down completely. Now I'm going to put this bottom bolt on this side. It said on that mount, I read it, I should have shown it to you, but I forgot about it. It said on that mount not to use an air gun to tighten them. So that means basically I can't even use my electric one because they're both pneumatic guns. So instead I'm going to just do it by hand. Put this bolt on there. Then go through here. Okay. Okay, one side mount completed. Now we're going to do the other side on the other side. Okay, now I'm gonna put in the underneath bolt on this side. Remember, it said on the shocks not to use the air gun on them. I suppose that breaks the shock of, you know, the mounts. So now okay, the bottom bit is tightened. Now I've got to just tighten up the top one because I put it on just to get this in place, and now I can tighten it up fully. It's fully tight now. So now that we've done both sides, right, now that we've fitted the mount and we've tightened up all the bolts, the top and the bottom one on both sides, so the mounts are in place. Okay, now that we've fitted both the engine mounts, or motor mounts if you're in America, and I'm just going to put back this cowling and everything, and then after that this job is done. But wait for my next video. Now what I'm going to do, I've had a look at these shocks and they're leaking. The shocks are no good. I've had the shocks for a couple of years now, but I haven't had the chance to change them. So wait for my next video. I'm going to be changing the front shocks, or the struts if you want to call them that. And if you liked my video and you haven't done already, that is subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And also click the bell icon so you could get all the future videos. And remember, don't jinx it, fix it.